The other the other theme that one could tell in him personally was germaphobia too. Or is that a myth?
I'm skeptical. Who has sex with an adult film actress and director? She's very smart. I don't want to call her a porn star, but who would have unprotected sex with an adult film actress if they were a germaphobe?
Are we talking about? Someone in particular?
The fact that you don't even know who I'm talking about.
This
I'm
Stormy
talking about
Daniels?
Yeah. Stormy Daniels. So I mean, that's odd behavior for a germaphobe to me. I think it's that he just doesn't like the unwashed hordes of people. He doesn't want to do backslapping and baby kissing, and I think that he's grossed out by poverty, by people who are not part of the same class that he views himself as being a part of. I don't think it's genuine germophobia. I think that he is just
a form of snobbery.
Yeah, I think it's a form of snobbery, and a bit. Yeah, I think mostly that. I think if you are like a hot woman, he's not going to be like grossed out and not want to touch you, And so then, can you really call that germophobia? I don't think so.
You're right. That's interesting. And again, you think of populists as these men of the people. They're out there. They're talking to, I've never seen him do retail politics at all.
Initially, when he started out in 2015, before he had Secret Service protection, when he was just kind of had, a handful of staffers around him. It was like Hope Hicks, Dan Scavino, maybe Corey Lewandowski, maybe Sam Nunberg. This initial group that fell apart pretty quickly when he first announced for the Republican nomination. They would get on a plane together. They'd go to New Hampshire, or they'd go to Iowa or wherever. And I remember talking to someone who told me like his favorite thing to do would be to be in this like little motorcade, stop at a red light and roll the red light down and like talk to whoever was next to them on the street at the red light, or go give dollar bills to people assembled at a fence waiting for him or something at an airport, or
could you imagine
go to the McDonald's drive-through and like talk to people there. And that when he got Secret Service protection, when everything became more cumbersome, I guess, to travel around and to be Donald Trump, that he was it was like he'd had his wings clipped a bit, and that he was very wistful for that time.
Like his little drive by the protesters in the White House.
He loved that shit. He really did. But he never did, even when you'd see him in Iowa or whatever early on, or in New Hampshire, very rarely did. You're not going to see him in like a diner shaking every hand, talking to every voter, listening to what people have to say about their health care and then their concerns for their family. Like he just has never been that type of politician. And it's reflected in his, lack of giving a shit on a national scale.
Yeah. Do you think he seriously wanted to govern the country for another 4 years?
No.
Or did he just couldn't tolerate the psychic blow of losing?
I mean, everyone that I talk to, and grain of salt, half the people I talk to are like famous liars, right? So it's like everyone I talk to, some of them I believe, some of them I don't believe, but overall they all basically say that he is, that he didn't enjoy being president. He didn't enjoy the moments when he would become aware of this awesome responsibility, freaked him out.
Yeah, he hated it.
He didn't like it, but he does enjoy the status, right? There's a scene in Madeleine Westerhout. She was his secretary for quite a while. There's a scene in her book, which is awful. Her book in general, awful book, but she's got the scene where she talks about how if they were having a particularly bruising news cycle or morale was just really low for some reason, that the president would kind of corral everybody and bring them into the Oval and say, like, look at this, look at where we are, isn't this amazing? And I've heard things like that over the years where and I think it explains lately he's been staying in the Oval later than he normally would. Normally he'll leave at like 6:30 or so to go have dinner in the residence, and I think it was last week or the week before he was staying till like 8-9 o'clock. And I was thinking, oh, maybe it's him kind of soaking up the final days of being in this place that, against all odds, he found himself in.